Let's get back to Ondo State now, where residents, doctors at the University Medical Science Teaching Hospital have commenced a 2-week warning strike. For more on that development, let's bring in the President, Association of Resident Doctors, University of Medical Sciences Teaching Hospital, Ondo State, John Matthew. He joins us via Zoom. Good to have you join us.
Good afternoon. Good to be here.
Thank you. You have listed a myriad of issues as to why you are going on strike, but one of them is that those who joined the institution 7 months ago have not been paid. I wanted to speak to that because you have said the government is selective in the treatment, and that is discouraging. How is that? Whether those who were paid and those who were not paid?
Thank you very much. You recollect that last year we were in the news as regards the exodus of doctors from our center to other states, tertiary institutions, and that has significantly dealt a fatal blow to our clinical manpower. We lost quite a number of doctors, occasioned by non-payment of salaries, accumulation of salary arrears, and all of that. But salary became regular just about a year or two ago, and we began to see some rays of hope that, okay, doctors now can begin to come to the institution. But sadly enough, by the time salaries became regular, other issues are also falling on the existing issues. We have hazard allowance, upward review of comments, that is the salary scale for the payment of salaries of doctors. All those other issues were there. But we've now got some doctors who came in to render services in the institution, were listed into the services of the institution sometime October last year, some November, and up until as I speak to you now, they have not been paid a dime in their salary. These are family men and women, people who have dependents, and quite a number of them have gone through hell over this period. So we have deployed so many means to make sure that this strike is avoided. We'll be talking to the management. We've written letters to the government telling them that we need the salaries of these persons paid. And up until now, their salaries have not been paid. And we just found out that there seems to be no other option left for us than to deploy a strike. And that is why we're on strike right now.
And have you engaged, you've talked about sending letters and engaging the hospital management, demanding for the payment of these salaries. But have you also engaged as to finding out why these salaries have not been paid?
Thank you very much. We also made an attempt to find out exactly what the reasons were that their salaries have not been paid. The reasons given abound, one of which was what they have from the government is less than what they need to offset salaries, and they approached the government for more funding to be able to accommodate the new intake and all of that. On the side of the government, we try to do some findings to what exactly is going on. Why is this fund not being approved? We found out that, okay, change of power from government to government and all of the policies going on has also affected this process. For all the same, the Bible says the hand that does not work should not feed. But these hands are working and still cannot feed. All of these reasons that they give, none of them is sufficient enough to explain for why a doctor will not be paid his or her salaries for an upward of 6 months. There's no sufficient reason for that.
And so
have been given.
What next? Are you willing to call off the strike? What should happen, or what do you want to happen before you call off the strike?
Yes, the condition for calling off the strike is, one, because now the issue of the salaries is just the most important of them all. You will also remember that we have been in the news before telling the Nigerians that we have not been paid hazard allowance in Ondo State. Our nearest state, Ekiti State, started payment of hazard allowance in 2023, February. We just started payment of hazard allowance in March of 2024, over a year after our counterparts in Ekiti. And this has driven a lot of doctors away from Ondo State, because what determines the direction of movement of doctors is where the pay is better. And sadly enough, Ondo State seems to be the real standard in the Committee of Southwestern State when it comes to welfare of doctors right now. We're just getting hazard allowance in 2024. That should take effect from October 2023, and we're promised 2 months. That okay, by the time they start, they will pay 2 months. That was supposed to be October, November 2023. But what we got instead is just 1 month. 1 month, and that was March 2024 hazard allowance. This is unfair, whereas our HMB counterparts in the same state got 2 months. We are not saying that what they did for them is wrong, but we are saying that whatever is good for the bees is also good for the gander.
All right.
And in the spirit of agreement, that should have been paid as well. There was palliative going on in Ondo State to pushing the effect of the economic crunch on civil servants in the state, not just doctors alone. But our house officers have been left out of this. And quite a number of people
and these are myriad of issues. I wish I could let you go on and on and on. But we're following this development and we'll continue to report updates when we get them. Thank you so much for your time. President's Association of Resident Doctors, University of Medical Sciences Teaching Hospital, Ondo State, John Matthew.
It's a pleasure.
In other news, Abia State, where pensioners are doubtful that their pension arrears